Hi there. This is the E4 Proofreading Video Notes Training Video number 2. We're going to talk today about file compare, and today what we're going to talk about is the actual physically comparing the two files. After this, in the next video, we'll actually talk about what we're looking for in the proofreading process, but for right now this is just a technical explanation of how to compare two documents. Alright, when you get the documents from your head editor, oftentimes you'll get them in an email or be told to download them from Dropbox. What you'll have is you'll have two different documents for each work that you're going to be proofreading. Usually these are two entirely different sources that we've downloaded, and what we have to do is we have to run them through a file compare. What this does is it brings up differences between the two sources, and usually what that does is it will bring up typos and things like that, because oftentimes we'll have one source that has been proofread but is oftentimes copyright. So it's a pretty strong source. It's one that we can use almost as a roadmap. And then the other source is something from archive.org or Sacred Text or something like that, that's copyright free, and yet it has a lot of errors. So we need a way to quickly find those errors without having to go through the whole book manually. So one of the things that we're going to do is they're going to show you, like I said, physically, technically, how to do that file compare. So, first step, we're going to go over here, and we're just going to find a document that will be good to compare. Now, today what we'll do is we will take this as though it was from a Word document rather than HTML document. So let's see here. We will do, as you can see, there are two different files here, the Baltimore Catechism, and then that is from Archive, and then the Baltimore Catechism from Gutenberg. Now let's do the larger catechism here instead. You see we've got CCEL and Reformed something. So those are two, just reformed.org. Okay, so we're going to open up this one, the CCEL one. So you can see, here's the Word document. It's in plain text. We don't want to open up the other document because it will open it up for us. Now we're going to go to Review, go all the way over here to Compare. Click on that. It'll ask you if you want to compare or combine. We want to compare. Now you have to choose both the original document, which one you want to use for original, so we're going to use this one, our current document, and then we also want to do the revised document. So let's say we may actually have to, let's go to Browse for revised, and then we'll just go. Now remember, we were in this folder, and Reformed was the second one. Okay? And then press OK. Now it's going to bring a whole bunch of stuff, 3 distinct different windows. Alright, so let's look here. The compared document, we have obviously a whole stuff that wasn't in the original. Now over here, we can see this one is from reform.org. It didn't have all of this. That would be usual because this is just CCEL information. Okay, now it also didn't have like the dash and things like that. Okay, so let's keep going down. It keeps telling us that those spaces are not in the original, but other than that we're not finding a whole bunch. Okay, it tells us up here that there are 1,383 revisions. Update revision count. We keep wanting the detailed summary, so just keep paging down, and you're going to see wherever there's red that something has been changed. As you can see, they're counting each of these spaces, the changes in the spaces, as a revision. So honestly, we're not finding much that is different. Now, when we get down here, we see that there is an enormous amount missing. Okay, so let's see where it stops. Did you see all of that red there? Well, that means that what is in one document is not in another one. That is a big problem. Obviously, CCEL doesn't have quite a bit of what the reform.org one. Now let's look here, right here. See question 98. So we can't use the reform.org one. Look here, that's where it stops. This one is totally done. The reform.org is done, where the CCEL one keeps going. Okay, so we can't use the reform.org because it doesn't have the entire document. That is one of the things, along with all of these other little changes. That's the sort of thing that you're going to find. Let's see, now we're not going to save this because this isn't a real one. We're just going to exit. But those are the sorts of things that you're going to find in a file compare. You're going to find completeness of documents. You're going to find words that need to be changed, things like that, words that have been left out. So you're going to need to go through that whole review process. It showed you how to do opening the Word document, clicking on Review, click on Compare, compare documents, browse, and then open the first file to be compared, open the second file to be compared. Go to Revise Documents and open the second file, okay? And then we'll go on and we'll actually talk about what we're going to be looking for. Now, just as a last note, this process holds true if both files are Word documents, but sometimes they're not going to be. So I'm going to show you really quickly what you do when you get some different forms. Now, if you need to do a file compare, and what you have is an HTML, these two here are HTML. As you can see, these are web pages that have been saved. Now this is great for the taggers, but this is a little bit more difficult for us, so I'm going to show you what to do with it. As you can see, this is mostly text, and we don't care if there's stuff at the top. So what you're going to do is Control A, Control C, and then go over and actually open a Word document. Okay. And then Control V. Okay, then you have that. Then you're going to go find the same, as you can see with the Fox's Book of Martyrs. Each one of these, that was the sacred text. This one is a CCEL. It's also divided into chapters, so just go find chapter 16 and copy that also, and then you can compare those two. Okay. With the PDF, pretty much it's the same thing, where you're just you are getting that Word document that PDF file into a Word document.